Hello, everyone, and may the peace of the Lord be with you. My name is Amanda Schuster, and I am the Director of Religious Education at Our Lady of Victory Parish in Sour Lake, Texas. Over the next 4 videos, I'm going to go over how your parish can host a virtual vacation Bible school. In this first video, we're going to go over the media platforms available to your parish. The 4 main platforms that most, if not all, of your parishioners are going to be knowledgeable about are Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, and Google Meet. These media have become very commonplace for virtual learning over the past 2 years. Let's first talk about the first 2, Facebook and YouTube. Facebook is the easiest to use. All your parish will need is a Facebook account so that you can go do a live stream from your phone, a tablet, an iPad, a laptop, or a desktop, like I'm doing right now, recording a video using my webcam. Using Facebook and as well YouTube both have similar pros and cons. Right now we're just going to talk about the pros and cons, the positives and the negatives about Facebook. The positives is that you have access to an unlimited audience size. As long as they have a Facebook account, they can watch your live stream. You can also have unlimited stream time, depending upon whether you are using a non-wired or plugged-in device. If you are recording from your camera on your phone, your tablet or iPad, your laptop, or a desktop webcam, if these are plugged in, obviously you have unlimited time to stream. If you are using these without chargers connected, you are limited to your battery life of your phone, your tablet, and laptop. Obviously not your desktop, because your desktop should hopefully be plugged into the wall. If not, I do not know how you are using your desktop without it being plugged into the electricity. You can also do a live stream from anywhere. You are not limited to being solely at your office. If you are using a portable device such as a laptop, tablet, iPad, phone. There's also cameras that you can use that can be connected to your phone, tablets, and iPads that will be obviously connected to the Wi-Fi and will be broadcasting. That's called a screen share moment, and I'm not very knowledgeable on the whole camera thing. If in your parish you have some lovely young teenagers who are interested in doing news media, they would had they have their own YouTube channel, of course, they would have better knowledge on how to use a camera. My basic knowledge is that you connect it to your laptop via a USB cord, and that would then transmit from your camera onto your laptop through, and obviously be broadcasting through Facebook, and also through YouTube, which I'll talk about later. So, being cabled means you're unlimited in how long you can broadcast. If you do plan on broadcasting for more than an hour, I would say, I would try and break those live streams up, simply because attention spans, and kids will need a break at some point. Potty breaks. You're going to need a break to get something to drink. Talking a lot dries your mouth out, and you're going to need to take some breaks yourself. Another good thing about using Facebook is after you do a live stream, it gives you the option to post to your Facebook page or your parish's Facebook page. That way, those who couldn't join you immediately and then didn't feel like they wanted to join in the middle of the broadcast can later watch the video as a family and do all the activities together. The limitations or the negative parts about Facebook is that you're very limited on the interactions you can have with your audience. They can text and send a message to you, and you can respond to it, but there's not a real face-to-face. You're not putting a name with a face with the message that's being sent to you, unless you have a really good memory. So your interaction is very limited. You can't exactly stop everything to read every single comment that's scrolling up the screen, especially if you aren't the one filming. If you have somebody there with you who is filming doing the live stream for you, helping you do the live stream, they're getting the messages, but you, the presenter, is not. And so, obviously, you're not going to be able to interact unless they're behind the scenes yelling out, "Oh, hey, little Johnny just said hi," or sent you a wave. And of course, or they're sending, the thumbs up emoji or heart. I love you emojis. Or even just a sad emoji if you're talking about a sad topic that day. Also, kids are going to be limited with having access to a Facebook account. Facebook is working on having a kids Facebook account where parents can control a lot of their interaction, but as most of us know, Facebook is for 18 and over. So, unless they have an illegal account, they're going to be using their parents' account, which means they could be they're going to have their parents there in order to sign them in. Also, during a live stream, and then later on if you post it to Facebook, if you plan on using any form of music, you're going to have to put a disclaimer in either before your video or after your video post that you don't own the rights to the music. Otherwise, you'll get a copyright strike from Facebook. It's not very common that this happens, especially if it was a live stream. Because as most Facebook administrators know, you can't, when you're live streaming at an event, you can't control what music or background noise is being used. But in a controlled environment like we will be planning to use in a virtual VBS, you can control the music. So you will need to put a disclaimer in there that you don't own the rights unless you're using a prepackaged program, which in another video we're going to be talking about which programs are best to use for which media, and a prepackaged one does come with a release for a one-time use of their music in terms of using it for advertisements and stuff. So, like in the past, we've had parents who have come to our last day where we have the kids perform songs and skits from the week, and they're posting it or they're sharing the videos, of course, and that counts as a one-time use too. But just to cover your own selves in doing a virtual VBS, it is highly suggested by me and fellow live streamers that you put in there that you don't own the rights to any background music that is presented in your videos. Now, the best part about using Facebook Live is that you can post it as an event earlier so that those who would like to attend can say that they're interested or they're going, and then Facebook will give them notifications when you go live for that event, for that particular Vacation Bible School event. So it's a good way to get the info out, and you're not limited by having to send links or email reminders, although these are wonderful things to send out. Similar to a lot of the positives and the negatives to Facebook is YouTube. The difference is that YouTube requires you to create a channel. And if your parish already has a YouTube channel that they have created and are currently using, well, obviously, once again, you get with the administrator of it, and y'all schedule all the, you set up all the details with them to get your Vacation Bible School videos or live streaming, because YouTube does have live stream. You get with your administrators and they work with you to get your Vacation Bible School videos out. If you don't have a permanent channel for your parish, you can create one, and it can be temporary. Like in a month's time, you can, after the videos have gone up and you feel that everybody has seen it now, you can remove your channel. The same positives, like I said, for Facebook go with YouTube, that you have an unlimited audience size. You have nearly unlimited streaming time, depending upon the devices you are using to do the live stream videos. Or even if you're pre-recording them and then just simply posting them on the YouTube channel rather than doing a live stream. You can film from anywhere. Like I said, for Facebook, you can film from anywhere if you're using the live stream or even just posting on YouTube. You can go from anywhere. As long as you have a device with a camera that has video capabilities, you can film anywhere. Then, and the same goes with the negatives. Although with YouTube, the copyright strike law is much more strict, and I would suggest that you not use any music in the background or do a song and dance portion. If you do choose to do one, I would say if you're going to do the song and dance portion of it, strictly only use the Facebook, because their administrators are a little more lenient about copyright strikes. Whereas YouTube has a very, very strict copyright strike. They will remove your video super fast if you have anything in there that you can't prove you have the rights to use. If you do choose to do songs and dance with your YouTube live stream, I would definitely have on hand the written permission from a publisher saying you have the right to use this song, or you have the right to use those lyrics. That's one of the negatives with YouTube, is they have a very strict copyright policy. Also, the interaction with your audience is the same as with Facebook. It's limited to text, and like I said, if they're signed in as a guest, then obviously you're not going to know exactly who it is, and you're not going to be able to give them the communication that they're asking for. But with YouTube, you can do, like I said, you can do the live stream, or you can do a pre-recorded and post, and you have, and you'll have to send out a link to your newly created YouTube channel if you don't already have a well-established one. So you would have to go through, copy and paste the link to your video, and then you'll have to put it in an email, or post the link on Facebook, or however you get the information out to parents, so that they can directly click on the link and go straight to your videos or your live stream, rather than going on youtube.com and trying to search for you. Newer YouTube channels are harder to find without a specific link, so that you can start getting your subscribers, as they're called, or your audience. After your first video, on YouTube, if you remind the kids to click that subscribe button, like all the fancy YouTubers do, then they will obviously get notifications then if they have, a YouTube account. Most young people today do have a YouTube account. I have one. I also have a channel on YouTube. It's Abstract Amanda, and for those PCLs who have been to numerous meetings, you'll understand the meaning of why I am called Abstract Amanda down at the diocese. If you like, I can make another video explaining exactly why everybody calls I am now known as Abstract Amanda. But if you're using YouTube and Facebook, these are great, immediate, get the information out. But they also allow you to allow your audience to see it later. Facebook and YouTube, both. If you do a live stream with both, it'll ask you, do you want to post this to your page? And with YouTube, it'll ask you, do you want to make it, how long do you want it to be posted? Do you only want the live stream posting to be up there for an hour? Do you want it to be and disappear? Or do you want it to remain on your channel for indefinite time? And these are wonderful options because, like I said, you can post it and keep it there, and your parishioners can come together as a family in the evening maybe and watch your Vacation Bible School and participate that way together. Now, the other two media platforms, Zoom and Google Meet, are live one-on-one interaction type of media platforms. So what that is that you send, if you've already been doing virtual learning through this, you send a link saying, so-and-so has invited you to a Zoom meeting for X date at X time. And, the kids click on the link, and then it takes them to their video, and you can see them in person. You're looking at each other because hopefully they'll have their camera activated and allowing you to be able to see them. And it also allows you to have audio. So they can click on the option to join the meeting with video and audio, and y'all can interact with each other. This is it's a wonderful option. The other good things about Zoom and Google Meet is that you can do a pre-registration, and that way you'll know numbers. So if you're getting out materials for, let's say, crafts, and or you want to hand out readings, the scripture readings, you can do with Zoom and Google Meet. You'll do a registration, and you'll know exactly how many people will be there and exactly how much materials you will need to either mail out or have a drive-through handout or leave in a designated spot inside the church for those who attend Mass in person can pick it up afterwards. Now, the cons to Zoom and Google Meet is that if you're using the free versions of both of these apps, you're limited on your audience size and your time limit. With Zoom, for the free app, you can have up to 100 people. That's great, but you're only limited to 40 minutes. So if you're going to have multiple things going on for your virtual Vacation Bible School, such as you're going to have a scripture time, you're going to have an activity time, you're going to have a craft time, you're going to have a song and dance portion, they're limited to only 40 minutes, so you'll have to break your meetings up into different meetings. Say, at X time, we're going to do Zoom or Google Meet meeting for scripture. At X time, then we're going to do a meeting for our activity, and so forth and so on. You can also have multiple volunteers for this. It's not just one person sitting in front of a camera. You can have your usual volunteers either come in to a filming studio, which I'll show everybody how to set up later in a different video, or they can do it from home, as long as they have the materials they need. This is a wonderful way also to get everybody who is normally involved in your Vacation Bible School involved. That nobody feels left out. Like if you're doing Facebook and YouTube, you can bring in your usual volunteers to have segments that, or even other videos, doing the crafts, the activities, and possibly the song and dance portions. If you want to have a larger, maybe not even just a larger audience, but you would like to have more time to do a meeting, you can purchase subscriptions for Zoom and Google Meet. And depending upon the size, how much you're willing to pay per month, or your parish is willing to pay per month, you can get accounts that can give you up to 500 people in a meeting, and for 30 hours. And that's a lot of time. You can do your whole Vacation Bible School on one session of Zoom or Google Meet. Now, most kids will know what both of these apps are, as the public school system and even private school sector have been using both Zoom and Google Meet for virtual learning purposes since the pandemic has come out. And most the kids are going to be more familiar with those two formats, and so should their parents. As I said, the past 2 years, these have been the two ways of doing school. So choosing which kind of Vacation Bible School program is going to also help you choose which media format platform to use. And in the next video, I'm going to go over choosing your program and discussing which one of these media is going to be best for which program. But for now, I'm hoping you have a better understanding of how to use Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, and Google Meet to present information to your students. If you have questions, feel free to email me at Schuster, SCHUSTER, all in lowercase, DRE, all in uppercase, at gmail.com. And I will try to better explain how to use one of these four or all of the four if you have multiple questions about, well, how do I use Facebook Live? Which is a good question. And it's very easy to use Facebook Live because you just sign on to Facebook, and then you click where it says you wanted to make a post. It says go live, and you just follow the prompts. You'll have to wait a few minutes for if you're trying to get your audience there. So I would suggest that while you wait, you put your disclaimer out. I don't own the rights to this music, and you play some beautiful Vacation Bible School friendly music. Obviously, if you have in the past used anything from Catholic Kids Club, you'll have access to all those fun songs like Standing on the Rock and Jesus is a Knocking, and any of the other fun ones that your kiddos in previous Vacation Bible Schools have enjoyed. Or if you choose to use more calming hymns, there are obviously multiple CDs out there, or MP3s. You can click on Pandora or Spotify or any of those other music media platforms that can play some gentle, lovely music to maybe get everybody calmed down, centered, and ready to watch you spread the word through Vacation Bible School. But I thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I hope to see a lot more of you at our next video on how to decide whether a prepackaged program is for you or a create your own version of VBS is. Thank you for joining me, and please go in peace and to serve the Lord.